These folks, they're all making their comedy debut, so let's give them all our love and support. Your first comic, Rachel Beach!
Hello, thank you for coming. Alright, so besides our fabulous MC tonight, you may have noticed in your programs that you have all female comedians. And, right? Now, that's not to say we excluded men. We actually had a few men in the class, but they weren't able to make it through. And, you know, some people say women aren't funny. But I'll tell you what, we do show up. Now, anxiety is one of the things that I deal with, and I will say that I get a little nervous standing in front of crowds trying to impress them. Luckily, I don't have to do that tonight. Plus, I make sure to prepare hair and makeup, check, outfit, check, Xanax, check. All right, I'm ready to go. Now, my psychiatrist actually says that anxiety and depression are basically two sides of the same coin. And I'm just trying to imagine this coin. So I'm imagining that instead of having President Washington on one side and the eagle on the other side, we just have Eeyore on one side and Woody Allen on the other side. Then, of course, a higher denomination just has anyone from a Wes Anderson film on one side and a Chihuahua on Adderall during a thunderstorm on the other side. And then, of course, the highest unit of crazy currency is just Kanye West on both sides. Now, I found out that my psychiatrist was on the sex offender registry. And, you know, you have to wonder, what are they doing employing this guy? It's like the Department of Natural Resources hiring an arsonist and then saying, only that guy can prevent forest fires. But he's cool. Like, when I was really depressed, he agreed to prescribe me a prescription amount of chocolate, which was fabulous. Unfortunately, the insurance wouldn't cover the Godiva, only the generic. Plus, I don't know if you know this, but that class of medications has some pretty unfortunate side effects. Yeah, so I work at the crisis center like Carrie, and yeah, right? And when I told my boss I was doing this show, she said, oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. And I said, oh, because I'm so funny. And she said, no, because you're so clearly mentally ill. Now, when you work in suicide prevention, it's important to engage in good self-care. Sorry, self-care is industry jargon for happy hour. Another thing that helps me, one piece of my self-care, something that helps me with my mental health is mindfulness. And mindfulness is when you observe and you acknowledge your feelings, but you don't necessarily apply meaning to them. So, for example, I'll notice my heart is racing and I'll say, it's okay, just a little anxiety, it's okay, it'll pass. Or I'll have an unreasonable desire to run for my life, and I'll just say, it's okay, it'll pass. Or I am crying hysterically and curl up into the fetal position, and I say, it's okay, I'm sure the pastor will ask me at any minute to say I do. I'm also into yoga, and I don't know if y'all know, but you know, yoga is really good at developing strength and flexibility, and so the government actually said, let's use this with our soldiers in the army. But then they were like, it just didn't sound right to say, drop and give me 20 sun salutations. And then, of course, warrior pose wasn't as intimidating as it sounds. Like, oh, don't mess with that guy. Look at how well aligned his spine is. It didn't work. All right, so by applause, who here has gotten care at the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics? All right, so you know that whenever you go there, you're always going to have a resident or 5 come and practice on you. And you can always tell which ones are the residents because they haven't yet learned not to recoil and say, whoa, we didn't learn about this in medical school. Let me just look up a YouTube video real quick to see if we can explain you. So yeah, the last time I went to see my doctor, I was first interviewed by a resident. Now, my name's Rachel, and I'm single. So, you can imagine how confident I felt in this woman when she comes to me and she says, so do you prefer to be called Kelly or Mrs. Beach? So we're off to a great start. All right. Then she says, okay, so you have bipolar 2, I see. And I say, I'm sorry, I do? And it turns out, I looked it up, and on my chart, my psychiatrist had put possible bipolar 2. And I'm thinking, now can you imagine in any other occupation, somebody putting possible in front of one of their concepts? So like an architect, possibly structurally secure. Or got Little Billy's teacher, possibly knows how to subtract. But I don't know, bipolar 2 is not what you think about when you think of bipolar. It's not like I stay awake for days on end, redecorating, or going on 10 to 15 mile runs. No, my anxious periods are much less productive. The best I can do is drink a Coke while walking around the house trying to find my package of Twizzlers. I did have a boyfriend once who was training for a marathon, and he would actually run 10 to 15 miles a day. I don't think he had a mental health problem, I think he was just insane. Now sometimes I'm actually too passive in relationships. I don't ask for what I need. So I've had to learn to say, all right, I need you to let me vent after I've had a bad day. Or I need you to spend more time with my family. Or I really need you to shut up. It's important. It's important to ask for what you need in your relationships. I dated a conspiracy theorist once. That was fun. He believed that the steam that came out from behind airplanes was actually chemicals that the government put into the air to make people stupid. And I'm like, who needs that when they televise the Republican debates? Now, he also thought that they could make you agitated, so then whenever we would fight, he would blame it on them. And I'm like, dude, you can't blame the government for making me have to clean up all your little beard shavings all over the sink, and the faucet, and the counter, and the toilet seat, and somehow in my sandwich. But I finally broke up with that guy. And he thought my new boyfriend was a lizard person from another planet who was sent by the Illuminati in disguise to go unnoticed so he could implement the New World Order. I said, no, he's just a lawyer from Ohio State. It really is an honor to be here at the Engler tonight, and it's amazing to have all your support here. Some of my performer friends are particularly envious, and I say, well, guess what? I get the opportunity to get on stage and make a fool out of myself in front of a bunch of people, and you get the opportunity to be able to walk from one end of Coral Ridge Mall to the other without relying on Xanax. Plus, you don't have to carry a 300-pound purse that doubles as a pharmacy. All right, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for coming out.